In the last decade, e-commerce has risen from a niche industry to one of the fastest growing sectors in retail. This is driven by the convenience of online shopping, which has been made possible by the rapid development of technology. Shopify is a Canadian e-commerce company that provides a platform for online stores, with services including online store hosting, payments, logistics, marketing, and customer engagement. Its services have benefited millions of businesses in 175 countries. Welcome to Forwolution, a space where business stories inspire exceptional people. At the beginning, Tobias Lütke and Scott Lake intended to create an online store that sold snowboards. But sadly, most of the online store software was only made for the established companies making the switch to the internet. These software programs were expensive and complicated to use. Tobias, who was a software engineer, ended up developing new software for the Snowboards online store after being disappointed with the market's available software. The snowboard business was very successful and profitable. However, the new e-commerce platform's potential drew their attention. They then began to spread their e-commerce platform. Consequently, there was a huge amount of response, and many people came back asking them many related questions. They identified the opportunity to help people set up their own online stores. After consideration, they decided to cease the snowboard online business, shifting their focus to the e-commerce platform. At that time, Tobias talked to a programmer, Daniel Weinand. Daniel was enthusiastic about design. He was also the perfect person for them to have around during their initial stage of product development. Later, Daniel joined Tobias and Scott on their journey to develop a platform that enables a set of services for online stores and founded Shopify in 2006. Initially, Shopify was all about the basics. It began by offering merchants personalized store design options, a tracking order system, and inventory management. After the integration, it also accepted payments via PayPal and credit card. Since its inception, Shopify has been the first tool on the market for those who need an all-in-one solution for setting up and running an online store. However, its sales growth was considered lower than expected, as it was earning less than $10,000 in monthly revenue at the beginning. This was mainly due to its customer base being relatively small. They then decided to revise its revenue model. The existing model was based on transaction fees charged as a percentage of sales. It led to disappointment for those merchants who were generating greater sales on their Shopify store. As a result, Shopify shifted it to a subscription-based model and added a tiny transaction fee, which got reduced as the size of the plan increased. Under the new model, although Shopify has earned less, merchants were motivated to make greater sales. Soon, an angel investor, John Phillips, became interested and invested $250,000 in Shopify, which he valued at $3 million. Shopify targeted a broader market and began to build an application programming interface platform and app store in 2009. It was a huge opportunity for application developers. When developers created applications for Shopify's online stores, they were able to sell them on the Shopify App Store. It brought customized options and tools to all merchants. This improved the online store layout and offered flexibility for growth. The following year, Shopify focused on smartphone users and released its mobile application on the Apple App Store. Merchants were able to manage their online stores on the Shopify app. On the other hand, customers could enjoy their shopping on any iOS device. Shopify continued to increase its appearance by introducing a Build a Business competition. The contestants had to set up an online store from scratch. At last, the winner of the competition would receive cash prizes and mentorship from celebrity entrepreneurs. The competition drove thousands of ordinary entrepreneurs to create new stores, generate over $3 million in sales, and attract national news coverage. Shopify was also selected as the fastest growing company during the year. Indeed, Shopify required additional funding for expansion. It raised $7 million in Series A funding and $15 million in Series B funding within a short period of time. In 2011, it had more than 10,000 online stores on Shopify. Professional support was necessary to keep up the pace. Hence, Shopify Experts was born. It was guidance offered by accredited gurus with broad knowledge to inexperienced vendors. Then Shopify redesigned its platform and added many new features. The purpose of the makeover was to simplify the functionality on the platform and enhance its ease of use for merchants. It consisted of Shopify payments, which made it possible for merchants to accept credit cards without the need for an external payment gateway. Later, it was rebranded as ShopPay. The company began to strengthen the merchants' in-store capabilities with Shopify's point-of-sale system. By using the iPad, it provided real-time reporting of inventory and payment processing, whether they were conducted online or offline. This system generates transaction data that is great for business analytics. Furthermore, the company placed an emphasis on services for large businesses and unveiled Shopify Plus. It offered extra features and support to those with high volumes of transactions. In 2015, Shopify became a public company. It was listed on the New York Stock Exchange and the Toronto Stock Exchange. Its IPO price was valued at $17 per share, with a market capitalization of $1.3 billion. In the meantime, Shopify launched Buy Buttons, which allowed merchants to sell products from any website. Customers could buy a product from a shortcut without visiting an e-commerce storefront. Most importantly, Shopify expanded its platform's multi-channel capabilities. This allows merchants to manage sales across many channels. To provide a seamless customer experience, Shopify integrated Facebook Messenger. Merchants have now enabled chatting with their customers and answering any questions they might have in a private manner. Shopify Capital, a cash advance solution, was launched next for eligible merchants. Working similarly to a short-term loan, it allowed merchants to borrow funds against their future receivable balance. This has significantly improved merchants' cash flow and helped with a financial emergency. A further step taken by Shopify to maximize the value of online and offline businesses was the rollout of QR codes. In-store products could be scanned by smartphones' cameras, and it would bring customers to the products in the merchant's online store. Following that, Shopify introduced its fulfillment network, which was likely to improve its competitive edge in the e-commerce space. It has enabled the merchant to take stress off their shoulders by handling all the shipping and logistics. The company declared that Shopify Fulfillment Network would be better and more cost-effective compared to its existing competitors. Recently, Shopify created some financial-related products for the accessibility of merchants and shoppers. Shop Pay Installments is a buy now, pay later service. When a product is sold, merchants will receive immediate payment after deducting a small fee paid to Shopify. On the other hand, buyers will pay it in installments without interest being charged. Shopify Balance is a no-fee money management product designed for merchants. It takes the convenience of payment to the next level with more features. In its path to success, Shopify has been investing heavily and actively in acquisitions. These acquisitions varied across broad industries in mobile software development, design studio, e-commerce platform for wholesale goods, and so on. But the two most famous acquisitions were 6 River Systems and Deliver. 6 River Systems is a provider of warehouse automation and mobile robots. By leveraging its technologies, it has increased the speed and reliability of warehouse operations. Deliver is another e-commerce fulfillment startup that has been integrated to boost its efficiency. Unavoidable, Shopify encountered minor criticisms along the journey. There are some merchants who argue that Shopify's offering has fewer customization options and the premium plans are too costly. Moreover, the data breach issue was another concern. Several customer details have been stolen, drawing attention to its privacy and security management. Nevertheless, Shopify has developed into a crucial internet infrastructure that empowers e-commerce. The company has now extended its services to cover in-store businesses. Nearly 2 million online and offline retailers are using its platform to serve customers in multiple languages all over the world. In return, Shopify attains superior financial results. Its annual revenue reached over $4.6 billion, an increase of more than 50% compared to the previous year. No one would believe this was the intention of the founders, who originally wanted to create an online store that sold snowboards. So, what do you think of Shopify? Do you have any experience with them? What kinds of products or services do you think Shopify should provide in the future? Please comment. If you like the video, please leave us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and turn on all notifications. A new video will be released on a regular basis. Thank you for watching.